That is it, and that is all. Oklahoma dispatches Michigan 24-13 in a top 25 matchup where the world got to see what Oklahoma had been building to for the past 9 months, coming off of a 6-7 season. You redo the offense, you bring in a 29-year-old offensive coordinator, a former high school shortstop who didn't play 7-on-7 football, still throws the ball like a high school shortstop. We'll get to that in a minute. And you dispatch Michigan, who had come down with Sherrone Moore, who is an alumnus, who had played on 2 Big 12 championship teams, who also said, I want to be remembered as a Michigan man. Well, hey, yeah, you can hold that L with the rest of those Michigan men as Oklahoma improves to 2-0 and gets a resounding win, the kind of win that has everybody thinking what I was saying since August 11th when I got the preseason rankings out. This is a top 10 program, and I have ranked them as a top 10 program from the jump. Bias ain't got nothing to do with it. It's everything to do with what we've seen on this field against this Michigan team and what I thought was going to happen. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us. We do this thing every single day. We talk college football every day. We talk football all the time. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button. Join the more than 139,000 subscribers that, well, participate in the community on the channel. And you can too. You tell me, do you think that Oklahoma should be a top 10 team like I do? In the comments below, and we'll have a robust discussion about that. Also, if you are watching live, thank you so much for being here. If you're listening on the podcast, hey, that's great too, man. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify. I'm still sending out stickers that look like this. If you are willing to, leave us a 5-star review, fill out the form in the description in the video on YouTube below, and we'll take it from there. 24-13, which is not that far off from the 28-24 I thought it was going to be. I thought a low-scoring game really benefited Michigan. I was wrong about that because I got to see some things from the OU offense and the OU defense that we hadn't had, any recollection of since 2023, a program that could take a lead and then sit on the lead, something Michigan had done really, really well in 2023 when they ran the table, won the national championship. I'm going to start with the defense. I was just overjoyed to see that Brent Venables was dialed up and dialed in. He was seeing it. As a matter of fact, I was responding to some of the text messages that I received, and shout out to Terry, who's been watching the show since we've done one. This is our 8th year of having this show dating back to September. She was an early adopter of the show. She asked me at halftime, hey, do you think we can hold on to this? I said, look, Michigan hasn't won a football game when they trailed at half in the last, 5 times that they trailed at half. And I also said that this is the first time that Oklahoma's been, that Michigan's been shut out since 2020 in the first half. It feels like if John Mateer doesn't make many mistakes and Brent Venables continues to see it, we're home free. And it looked a little edgy there to start third quarter. Justice Haynes, 75-yard rushing touchdown. Not something you want, but it came out of one of those formations that I'd seen Blake Corum really take advantage of. Sherrone Moore was coaching the offensive line, co-offensive coordinator. They would bring everybody inside that box, and they would wait for somebody to just miss a fill. And then you have that running back that is wide open. There's nobody behind, and you can outrun people to the end zone. He was able to do that in this one. He played outstanding. 19 rushes for 125 yards, another 100 rushing yard game performance from him. But the guy that everybody wanted to see play, and the guy that Michigan was relying on to make them into a national title contender this year, is an 18-year-old by the name of Bryce Underwood, who I said, if this is what you think, you got to be looking at what Trevor Lawrence was able to do in 2018. A really great true freshman season for him. 3,200 yards passing, 30 TDs, just 4 interceptions. But he didn't have a game like this one on the resume at all. Bryce Underwood was held by the Oklahoma defense to 9 of 24 passing for 142 yards. 91 of those yards came by Donovan McCulley, who is out there wearing Braylon Edwards' number, but I mean, that's as close as we're going to get to it. You still don't have anybody else that can help him. And I've had this question about Michigan all year, even when I knew that Marlon Klein was the guy who's out for this game. You need to have 1, 2, 3 guys that can go help you make plays, and that's what Oklahoma was able to get done in this resounding win. John Mateer was the offense for Oklahoma, and don't let anybody tell you any different. 270 yards passing, 74 yards rushing. The man ran the ball 19 times, threw the ball 34 times. I'm looking at it, and it's really kind of wild to know that one man was basically able to beat Michigan offensively. That's what happened. If John Mateer is not the athlete that he was, moving around as a rusher and making it happen as a passer while also giving me friggin' heartburn with some of these pass plays he was making, you don't see this, right? I get what people are saying when they say, hey, look, he reminds me a lot of Baker Mayfield with the moxie. I understand that. But John Mateer is way more of a gunslinger than Baker Mayfield is. And by that, I mean, John Mateer is one of them dudes that seems like either they butt naked open and he go hit them, or he says, no, I can fit it with my little sidearm motion that ain't got nothing on the air underneath it. And it's driving me crazy because Michigan players get their hands on this. They came away with an interception because just a bad pass. But anytime you keep doing that sort of stuff, dog, I'm going to lose my mind because there's nothing. You're not going to fix the man's throwing motion. Not at this point. He throws the ball how he throws. He throws the ball like a high school shortstop. You know how some of y'all didn't play baseball. Shortstop is the best athlete on the field. Everybody knows it. There's a reason why that dude is responsible for covering so much ground, and he's usually got one of the strongest arms on the team, if not the strongest arm on the team. If he's athletic, you just don't put him on the mound. You just don't do that. That is how John Mateer plays quarterback. He plays quarterback like a dude fielding ground balls up the middle. And I'm not always interested in the way in which he wants to get rid of the football because it reminds me of a guy that's throwing a baseball. This time it didn't come back to bite Oklahoma, but you could see that there's still more room for this team to grow. And they grew a lot, man. In the fourth quarter, when it was becoming clear that you need to run the ball, you need to sit on it, you need to grind clock out, you need to take the air out of this ball game. Oklahoma was able to do that. I don't remember the last time that Oklahoma was able to run the ball on people, sit on it, and us not lose our minds. Lincoln Riley would take his foot off the gas early, and then all of a sudden, the other team would come back. Some of the play call choices, some of the ways in which you wanted to run the ball became predictable. You can't get it done on third down. That was not the case tonight. Oklahoma was 10 of 17 on third down. That's remarkable stuff there. They were 1 for 1 on the fourth down. They went for it, 408 total yards. Yes, we got 2 turnovers. Yes, there are the 2 sacks and the 5 penalties. But on the whole, you have to be enthusiastic about what you saw if you're a Sooner fan. A, you got the victory. B, it's against a top 25 Michigan team that people respect. And C, this sets you up going to SEC competition feeling as if, yeah, we can hold this because we still got some things that we can clean up. Deion Burks, I was so happy for that dude. I was overjoyed for that. There is nothing like growing up in a place that does not recruit you, where that's all you wanted to do is go play for them, and then never get that opportunity, and then never get a chance to beat them. Deion Burks grew up in Inkster. He went to Belleville High School, the same high school Bryce Underwood went to. When Deion Burks was a senior, Bryce Underwood was a highly regarded 8th grader on his way up there. Michigan did not think Deion Burks was worth a damn. They did not offer him at all. He goes to Purdue, plays 2 years there, 47 catches, 623 yards. They don't beat Michigan. He transfers to Oklahoma. We expect him to be a monster. 2024, he does not have the best year. Could have gone in the NFL draft, could have gone in the portal, probably made a lot of money. Did not want to do that because he believed his name was worth something, and he wanted to show that to Oklahoma fans, and he got Michigan on the schedule. So now you're in it. It is week 2. What does Deion Burks say? I want Michigan. They didn't think that I was any good. I've never beaten them. This is my best opportunity. I want this game. And he got the first TD of the game, and it was outstanding. I'm telling y'all, when the dude comes out to play. 7 catches in this game for 101 yards. Very, very, very impressed by him, but I can't be more impressed than by a guy like Jared Kanek. A linebacker converted to tight end because, Bauer Sharp and them decided they wanted to leave us for whatever. Okay, cool. We're going to take a linebacker. We're going to turn him into tight end who looks like a linebacker playing tight end. There's nothing athletic and finessey about what Jared Kanek is doing except catching the football and blocking. I love watching that dude play. 5 catches, 69 yards for him in a game where we got to have it. Isaiah Satanga. I didn't know, dog. At one point, I was pretty sure Oklahoma fans going to start cussing your name, money. You can't be muffing punts like this. Jaden Ott, nowhere to be seen. But he had the one great play where it put Oklahoma in scoring position, and then you get the rushing TD that really puts this game, what we think is out of reach. 2 scores is going to be too much for Michigan. This is a team that doesn't play well from behind. As a matter of fact, when Michigan is 2 scores down, they're a lot like a one-legged man in that one contest. They could win, but it ain't something you want to put no money on. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what they do. They need to play from ahead. They need to be able to sit on your chest and make you chase them. If you are making them chase you, you're going to win the football game. That's what Oklahoma was able to do today. Yes, Tate Sandell did not have his greatest game, but he made the kick that mattered. He made the kick that counted. I loved every bit of this. This was outstanding to see. And if you're an Oklahoma fan, you get to go to church tomorrow, wear your crimson, show it out. Because not only did Oklahoma get a win today, Oklahoma State got embarrassed today. Got absolutely embarrassed. Worst loss by an Oklahoma State team since 1907. 69-3 up from Tulsa, Oklahoma. We broadcast from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm surrounded by the world's nastiest orange. They talk a lot of noise around here. They had a lot of fun at Oklahoma's expense, even as they went 3-9 last year. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow, y'all better not miss church. You better not miss church, all right? I don't want to hear nothing. Nothing. You better show up tomorrow, and you better wear your colors. You better wear your little pin. You better tell me all about what Mike Gundy did or did not do, okay? I don't want to hear not one word from none of y'all about my man's Brent Venables. Nothing. So many people want to see my man's fired, right? I've been saying it. I love Brent Venables. I think that he fits the culture. I think he's the right guy for the job. I think he's done everything in his power to turn this team into a winner. Hire Jim Nagy. Jim Nagy got a higher approval rating than Brent Venables. Brings in John Mateer. Brings in Ben Arbuckle. Doesn't get any credit for that. Joe Castiglione's in his last year as the AD. We about to have some moving and shaking. Coming off a year in which not only you're 6-7, but you're trash against the SEC, 2-6. Texas makes the SEC championship game in year one, makes the college football playoff. They got a dude named Arch Manning. Everything is going against this man and Oklahoma. What they do against this Michigan team? Whooped all ass. That's what they did. That's what they did. Two scores. 1 by 2 scores. All right? Make sure you write that down, Pokes fans. Okay? Meanwhile, shout out to the Ohio State fans to watch this show. There are many. I appreciate y'all because a lot of them wanted this one for me particularly. It ain't got nothing to do with the national anthem as part of it. When I put on my fan hat to go watch this team, I got to watch it alone. I can't have peoples around. And then I got to go put it all down, and I got to be very, very sincere about what it is that I think this team is capable of. And Oklahoma fans be the first people to tell you that I'm probably harder on the team than they think I should be, which means I'm doing my job, right? That's my job. My job is to call it straight up and fair. This game, I'm getting all cuts of hell because it's like, yo, explain Oklahoma at number 10. They can win this game. I don't know, man. They're coming off 6-7. They can win this game. And what they do? They go win this game. Now we get to talk about Oklahoma being 2-0, Texas being 1-1, and Oklahoma State being 1-1. I'm all right with this. I'm fine with this. TU keeps it up. They'll be 2-0, which means that both the schools I actually graduated from are undefeated in 2025. And I love that for me. I also love that for you because when I was smiling, you're having a good time. And we're all having a good time. Unless you're a Texas fan in which you show up here just to see me cry, which has happened on occasion. But not tonight, homie. Tonight belongs to the Sooners. When we come back, I want to have a little bit of a discussion about another game that I'm so very excited for and that I think fans will feel as emotional as I will if they can get the win. Let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen with Tennessee and Georgia and why game day is headed there next week.